financial statement of a company, and I make some video on that. That is, what is the financial statement of company means.
Class 12.
In financial statement, I have said, can you hear me? Am I audible to you? Just write. Okay, Sion. Now, this is a financial statement analysis. There is a first chapter is statement of financial statement of a company. In the financial statement of company, I have already made some videos, 4 or 5 videos there. I have discussed about. Hope you see that. You saw that. What is the balance sheet as per the Companies Act 2013? What is the balance profit and loss statement? In case of sole proprietorship, partnership, we said profit and loss account, but in case of company, we will say profit and loss statement. There is no accounts concept is there. Profit and loss statement is there, and how the format of profit and loss statement, that also I have discussed. Okay. In this chapter, for your examination point of view, most of the time 4 or 5 mark question will come, and some theory portion also come. Now, whatever the small question will come, that we will discuss today. I will discuss with you today. Whatever the small question will come. Hopefully, you see that what is the profit and loss statement format was that, what is the balance sheet format was that, and most unique thing is company's profit and loss and balance sheet as the format given by Companies Act 2013 Schedule 3. You have to do the balance sheet and profit and loss statement according to that. You cannot change the format. Okay, as sole proprietorship business, partnership business, you can change the format, or you can write the current asset after fixed asset. Okay, or you can write the debtors before the cash, or you write the first, you write the liquidity. You can start with liquidity, means cash, then bank, then come. This is not happen in the case of company's balance sheet, because there is Schedule 3 as per Companies Act 2013. All the details is given, and the format you can find in your book also, NCERT book. You can just go through this format. Okay, I have discussed about the format also, what are the items should come, how the item would be come, and what there is one important things is there. In the case of profit and loss statement and balance sheet, minimum 2 years figure is compulsory, but in case of partnership, in case of sole proprietorship business, you need just 1 year figure. But in case of company's account, 2 years figure, means previous year figure and current year figure, both you have to given for each and every item. And there one thing is also need, that is note to accounts, because there are lots of things. Suppose there is a employee benefit expense is a heading. Under employee benefit expenses, what will become, that you should write note to account, because there is no mess in the profit and loss statement. Profit and loss statement, there all the figure will be consolidated figure, but what are the details you should write in note to accounts. It is the use of the note to accounts. Now, today actually what we will do, from your NCERT book, there is, you can page number 173, there you can find a problem. Some item is given, and they said this item, how, which head that will become, and what is the sub head, what is the main head and what is the sub head, they will become. Sometimes in your board exam, this type of question generally comes. Okay, 4 or 5 marks question will come. So there you can see in the NCERT book, there is a question there. They said which this item comes under which head. Okay, now how you can do that? First thing is that there is no format for that. You just take an item and give the details. That is, first you write the serial number. Serial number means just the first item. Then there is a items. There is a items. Okay. After that, there is a main head, under which head of the balance sheet or profit and loss statement this item will come. That is main head. Okay. As per Companies Act 2013, Schedule 3. Then there is a subhead. Then there is a subhead. So this is a new chapter. I have already started through the video making, but no online classes is yet happened. Today is the first online classes for you. We already completed 3 chapters, that is not for profit organization, cash flow statement analysis, and third is financial statement analysis, under which we done the comparative statement balance sheet and profit and loss statement, and common size balance sheet and profit and loss statement. Okay. Now this is your another chapter, the statement of company account. What are the statements in company account is there? There, if anybody asks you what are the statement compulsorily you should make in case of sole proprietorship, you said that will be the trading and profit and loss account and balance sheet. But in case of company, you need to make 3 compulsory statement. One is balance sheet is a statement, profit and loss is a statement, cash flow statement also compulsory for company. Cash flow statement is also compulsory, and fourth is under that note to accounts. Note to accounts comes under profit and loss account also and balance sheet also. So 3 statement is compulsory you have to make. Under that, one statement we have already done, one comparative analysis, common size analysis already done. There is a first chapter under analysis of company's data, company's analysis or company statement analysis. This is the first chapter, that is statement of a company. Under statement of a company, I already discussed about how the company's balance sheet format should be as per Companies Act 2013, Schedule 3, and as per Companies Act 2013, Schedule 3, what is the format of profit and loss statement, that also I have already discussed. You just go to the YouTube video, here you can find. Today we discuss what type of question is come from this chapter. Okay, what type of question? In your board examination, you should know this time whatever you are doing, your mind should be focused on your board exam. Okay, because you are now class 12. How the board exam will come, that will be the main thing. Now, how you will prepare for board exam, it is the main thing, and in between you should also learn the concept of different views, different analysis, different statement. Okay, so in the case of first chapter, that is company's financial statement, there is a short question will come and generally theory portion is come. Whatever the short practical question is come, we will discuss today. So one of the question is from I have picked up from your NCERT book, that is some of the items are given, and on these items you have to say what this item comes under which head, in case of balance sheet or in case of profit and loss statement. Now first item, there is loose tools. Loose tool, what is loose tools? Loose tools means, you can see if you go any factory, there is, that's why you needed to visit some practical place. If you anytime go to the factory, in factory there are some screw, there are some clutch, there are some tight machine. Okay, this type of things is used. Okay, these things are used to all, and that is usable for each and every year. And this is also comes under stocks. Okay, so these loose tools are called, actually comes under, in case of company we said inventories. Inventories means stocks plus other stock also. Loose tools comes under inventories. So what is the main head? The inventories we know comes under current asset. So, loose tool is a current asset. And what will be the subhead? In current asset, there is in case of company there is subhead also, that is inventories. Current asset is your board head, that is major head, and under subhead you have to write inventories. Okay. So, loose tool comes under main head is current asset. In balance sheet of company's balance sheet asset side, there is two main head, one is non-current asset, one is current asset. So, this comes under current asset, and in current asset what are the subhead? Subhead is inventories. In current asset there is lots different type of subhead is there, that is trade receivable, debt, cash in hand, bank balance. Okay. One company may be 3 or 4 accounts. In practical field, if you go to practically, there is not one bank account, there is 3 or 4 bank accounts of any company. So, these are come under current asset. Some prepaid expenses, okay, comes under current asset. Number 2. Now, uncalled liability on partly paid share. Uncalled liability. Uncalled liability on partly paid share. Now, what happened when the company first offered the shares to the public? They do not take the money from the public if the value, suppose they decided the value of the share when they and that's called initial public offering, IPO. In that case, their price may be 100. The share price is decided by the promoter is 100. Now, 50 rupees will be the application money, and then there is a after application money, they actually decide which person they will give the shares or not. That also in your syllabus, how will accounting for that, that is issue of share capital. That's we also discuss in later, but just for now you just know. So, company issued, whenever issued some share, their value may be 100, and part of the payment would come to the business, and company still not claim any half of the 50%, that is half of 50 rupees to the public. So, this is actually the liability, because your price is 100, you have already written down in your capital side. Okay. That is, if the 1000 of share and rupees 100, then 1 lakh capital is there, you have already written down, but actually you have received money 50,000, and another 50,000 you have to call, you have to call to the public, and you have to you have to demand, but still not demanded, and that amount should be uncalled liability or partly paid share. Okay. And that will be comes under contingent liability. The main head will be contingent liability, and subhead will be note to accounts. That we will show note to accounts, not your balance sheet. Okay. Contingent liability, you know, as this amount is still not you received, so anytime any person can fail to give you this, so that is a contingent liability. Okay. Maybe this is not liability also, this is also contingent liability, you may receive or may not be received. That is why it is under the note of the accounts, you have to write it is a contingent liability, there is still 50,000 is left. Okay. Now, debenture redemption reserve. Debenture redemption reserve. What is debenture redemption reserve? Debenture redemption reserve. Now, what is debenture redemption reserve? This chapter also in your syllabus, that is issue of debenture and redemption of debenture. That's also we will discuss. That time you also very well you know what is debenture redemption reserve. By short, now you just know what is debenture redemption reserve. Debenture redemption reserve is a reserve whenever you redemption, you issued debenture, okay, you issued debenture and you have to give interest. In case of debenture, you have already seen in your 11th class, there is 10% debenture, 12% debenture, means you issued the debenture and you have to give interest upon this debenture, okay, for the 10 years. That is long term capital you have borrowed. One of the process to collect finance of your capital through the issue of debenture. Now, debenture redemption reserve, whenever debenture you redeemed, okay, that will come under shareholders fund and that will be one of the reserve, okay. So, this thing will be come under shareholders fund. Main head in the company's account will be shareholders fund. Shareholder funds. And what will be the subhead? Subhead is reserve and surplus. Reserve and surplus. In reserve and surplus, all the reserve and profit and loss from the profit and loss statement is come under reserve, and any reserve, capital reserve, revenue reserve come under reserve and surplus, okay. And what is the main head? Main is shareholders fund. Under shareholder fund there is a reserve and surplus. So, debenture redemption reserve I will discuss thoroughly when the chapter will come, issue of debenture and redemption debenture. And as of now you should know debenture redemption reserve in company's account, company's balance sheet, in liability side comes under shareholder fund and subhead will be reserve and surplus, okay. Now, masthead and publishing titles, masthead. Mastheads and publishing title. What is that? Masthead actually means some name, some company's name or goodwill you are actually use, the brand name you are using, that is called masthead, and publishing title, and that is you publish. Suppose brand name of the Reliance company's phone is Reliance Jio. Jio is a brand name, so that is called mastheads. So, now how it will come in balance sheet. So, as you know, this is actually the intangible asset, is come under non-current asset. Non-current asset, the main head will be non-current assets and subhead will be, main head will be non-current asset and subhead will be current asset, fixed asset. It is a fixed asset, and under fixed asset it is intangible asset. Intangible assets, okay. So, it is masthead and publishing title is actually non-tangible asset, and non-tangible asset, this is a tangible asset. A tangible asset actually come under fixed asset, but in the border head, in company's account there is a two border head in the asset side, that is non-current asset, one is current asset. So, main head will be non-current asset and in current subhead will be fixed asset, as goodwill, as patent and copyrights, same thing is that, okay. Now, under fixed asset we will write intangible asset. Now, 10% debenture. Now, company issue 10% debenture, 10% debenture. Now, what is 10% debenture comes under which main head of the company? Non-current liabilities. This is non-current liabilities. In non-current liabilities. Under non-current liabilities, and debenture is issued not for 1 year, just for 1 or 2 years. This is issued for minimum 5 to 6 years or 10 years maybe. So, this is subhead would be long term borrowings, long term borrowings. Long term borrowings, 10% debenture will be long term borrowings. Okay. Now, have you understood, Sayan? As of now, have you understood? Sayan or who else is there? Okay, this is very easy thing. If you write these 4 or 5 items, you got the 5 or 6 marks. Okay, so very carefully you listen how this item will come as per company's account, and what is the main head and what is the subhead. Okay. Now, number 6. Number 6, there is a proposed dividend. Number 6, there is a proposed dividend. Proposed dividend. Now, proposed dividend means we propose the dividend will be paid to the shareholder. Okay. So, proposed dividend comes under current liability. That comes under current liability because this year we propose, but next year we will actually pay. We have already seen it in the cash flow statement. Current liabilities. And subhead will be short term provision, which is one type of provision you have made, that is short term provision. Okay. It is short term provision. Now come to number 7. Share forfeited account. Share forfeited account. Share forfeited again you will know this item when you do the issue of share. What happened actually? Sometime we issue the share, some application money, some calls money, first call is there, one by one we collect the money. There is application money, there is allotment money, there is a first call, there is a second call, all we discuss about when we do the chapter issue of share. Okay. So, what happened actually, suppose one person actually eligible for purchasing the share of Reliance Industries. Reliance Industries issued the share as per application money received of rupees 50, but total face value of this share is 100. Okay. Total value of the one share is 100. Now, 50 rupees application money received, then there is a second allocation money which also received, that is 20 rupees, then first call is also rupees, that is 20 rupees. Now, the final call, the person, suppose one person, that is Ram, who actually holds the 1000 share, failed to pay the company. Repeatedly company given notice to him, please pay this amount, but after 2 or 3 notice, company thinks he will not pay again. So, here whole share will be forfeited and our money will be less, and the money forfeited will be what company will do, that is called forfeited money. Okay, forfeited means cancel, that will be cancel. The money will be no use because company didn't receive last 20 rupees, the whole share will be cancelled. Now, how can we treat in our balance sheet this forfeited account? Now, first this is a capital, so come under shareholder fund. Main head will be shareholder fund. All the capital related thing will come under shareholder fund. That is your main head in case of company. Now, this forfeited account is just come under subscribed capital. Subhead is subscribed capital. Which capital we already subscribed? Because we already subscribed the share to this person, but the money forfeited will be added, because your share will be cancelled. So, as of now, whatever the money we receive will be added. And why this is liability? Because this share we have to issue to other person. Okay, we have to issue some other person, and his money will be added to the subscribed capital. Okay, the portion he didn't pay, that money will be added to the subscribed capital, and we have issued to a new person who actually purchased the share. Now come under capital redemption reserve. Capital redemption reserve. Now capital redemption reserve is also item when we issue the share. Okay. Whenever we issue the share, this reserve is actually built. So that is also related with shareholders fund. That is also related with shareholder fund. And that's also come you, as there is a name of reserve, so you easily know that it comes under reserve and surplus. Subhead will be reserve and surplus. Details I will discuss later. What is capital redemption fund? Reserve and surplus. Okay, that will come reserve and surplus. Next is mining rights. Mining rights. Now mining rights, any rights you cannot see. It is a intangible asset, and you know what is the main head of intangible asset? That is non-current asset, comes under balance sheet. Non-current asset, non-current assets, and that will also come under fixed asset. Okay, fixed asset. Under fixed asset, that is intangible asset. Intangible assets. Okay. Now there is one thing, work in progress. Work in progress. Number 10. Work in progress means the things is still going on. You purchase some raw material and you are still in process, but no finished good is yet comes. This also in stock, we call work in progress. Okay, that's come under current asset. Main head would be current asset, and subhead would be inventories. Okay, that is stock. Work in progress which is still going on. You purchase for raw material for some production. Suppose you product some textile, you just purchase the raw material. Okay, and you just processing. This is the processing, in process. So this process is sometime closed now. At the end of the year, you see the process is still not in finished product, means your shirt is not still made. So what we will take, this is also in stock. We will again use it for the next year opening balance in transfer, and this work in progress you use for your factory purpose, and for after that you will get a, after processing you will get a finished product. So this is also under stock, and main head will be current asset. Okay. So hope you will understand today. That of now, this type of practical example we will do 1 and 2 again. so that some of the item we should clear. Different type of item is there in the balance sheet, and there is a lot of type of item is there. We will done some few items which is generally comes to your board exam. Okay. So thank you for watching today. Sayon and Saurodeep were there. Thank you.